In the online business space, there's a lot of debate around whether Airtable or ClickUp is best for project management. And I love this topic because both are tools that I've personally used and tested. Not just for like a week or two, but deeply integrated into operations. My operations and my clients' operations over months, years, right? So I know. And I've seen where each one shines and more importantly, where each one struggles. So in this video, I'm going to be joining the debate and I'm going to be walking through exactly how these tools work in the real world, how they hold up under pressure of multiple clients, overlapping deadlines, growing teams, and increasing complexity. I'll break down the structure, features, costs, and team dynamics with a level of detail that leaves nothing vague or assumed. And at the end, I will share my personal take, although I feel like you'll see coming out as I go through, but I'll share my personal take in terms of what worked for me, what didn't, and why. If you're on the fence about Airtable or ClickUp for project management, or wondering if it's time to switch or combine them both, this will give you the clarity that you need. Let's get into it.
I run my business like a full operation because it is, but I'm not here to be burnt out.
Hi, if you're new here, my name is Dani and I'm an online business manager helping CEOs build businesses that feel better. Because yes, we want the money, but never at the expense of your soft life. If system, strategy, and soft CEO life are your vibes, hit subscribe and let's be besties. Let's start with Airtable. Now, Airtable, think of it as a super powerful, customizable spreadsheet. I like to say that it is Google Sheets on steroids. But unlike Excel or Google Sheets, where you're stuck with just a grid of cells, Airtable lets you build a system where each table, basically like the sheet inside of Google Sheets, each table can be connected to others. They start to talk to each other. For example, you might have a table called clients where it holds all your client data, and each client is a row in that table. Now you might have another table called projects where you have a list of all the projects that you're handling, and each project can be linked directly to the client it belongs to. And within these projects, you can link specific deliverables, deadlines, or invoices. You can even add custom fields like drop-downs, attachments, or calculated fields. So the linking between the tables allows you to jump from one piece of information to all related pieces instantly. And that is why it's so powerful. But it doesn't stop there. Airtable allows you to visualize that same data in different ways. So you can flip between grid view with filters, right? And this is like a spreadsheet style. You can also, use a calendar view, which shows like deadlines, a Kanban board, which is perfect for like tracking stages of work, or even a gallery showing images or files if your brain works like that. This makes it feel like you're designing your own custom control center for your business. Now, ClickUp is different. It's not trying to be a database. It's a task and project management tool designated to make sure that the work gets done. ClickUp organizes things into spaces, which are like, think departments like marketing, client projects, or internal operations, right? And then inside each space, you have folders which you can group related work, and then within those folders, you can have list of tasks. Now, each task can also have subtasks, checklists, attachments, comments, priorities, and due dates. So it's very dynamic and you can build it exactly how you want to build it. ClickUp was built to keep everyone on the same page. It's like a giant to-do list with superpowers. So you don't have to design the relationships between data. You just have to focus on the work. What needs to be done, who is responsible, when it's due, and whether it is complete. The key here is that Airtable gives you endless flexibility, but you have to build the system yourself. ClickUp gives you a ready-made structure, but it's built around task management, not complex data relationships. Now, when I used Airtable to manage projects, which I didn't do for long, I set it up by creating a table for projects, another for tasks, and another for clients. So I linked all of them together so I could open a client record and immediately see all their projects and tasks. I created custom fields for task priority, due dates, progress, status, and who was responsible. And I even set up automations like sending an email when a task was marked completed or changing the status automatically when a deadline passed. So I like Airtable in the sense that you can literally pull up data and see everything in a vacuum based on the type of data that you want to see. So if you want to see a client record, you can see everything that we're working on the client, no matter what space it is in. So no matter if it is at the client over marketing or no matter where it is, you'll be able to see everything that's happening for that specific record. But here's what happened. Managing projects this way in Airtable was like building a house of cards, right? Everything looked great until something goes wrong, and trust me, something is gonna go wrong. If someone forgets to fill in a field, the automation just won't run. If a deadline changed on one task, I would have to manually go update every related task to reflect the new timing, right? And I mean, yeah, you can set automations, but it's still something that is not built in. There's no built-in way for Airtable to automatically handle dependencies. If you're managing 10 projects with dozens of tasks each, things can and did slip through the cracks. ClickUp, in contrast, was built to handle exactly this kind of project chaos. I could set up a project in minutes, assign tasks to team members, set deadlines, and connect tasks to each other with dependencies. If one task gets delayed, ClickUp can automatically shift others. It will send reminders, flag overdue tasks, and let everyone involved see exactly what's holding things up. Comments, files, updates, they all live inside the task itself. And I know that a lot of persons are watching this, or you might be watching this and you're die-hearted using Airtable for project management, and I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying that it is more difficult to scale. I don't want to step on anyone's toes. If you use it and it works for you, amazing, right? Airtable gives you like a customizable database, but no safety nets. ClickUp gives you project management, which is the safety net that you need, but less freedom to track everything beyond tasks because its main priority is tasks. So you can't necessarily pull up a client record in ClickUp and see everything related to that client unless you do like a dashboard, right? Airtable's free version works fine for a small setup, but it runs out of steam. When I say quick, when you're managing a growing business, you will hit record limits, automation limits, storage capacity, quicker than you can say, who's that? The Plus plan, which gives you more capacity, costs about $10 per user per month. But the Pro plan, the one that unlocks the real power features like advanced views, apps, and permissions, that costs about $20 per user per month. And if you think of it, let's say you have a team of 5, that's $100 a month, not counting any extra tools that you might need to make everything work. ClickUp's pricing is easier to handle for teams focused on getting work done. The free version covers most of what a small team needs, while the unlimited plan, which is at $7 per user per month, it gives you unlimited dashboards and integrations. The business plan, which I think is at $12 per user, adds even more features like timelines and advanced reports. It's usually cheaper than Airtable for managing actual project work, especially as you scale. Now, in practice, Airtable works best as a business brain. It is where I personally track clients, revenue, processes, and content schedules. It's perfect for seeing how everything connects across the business. But for managing daily work, it gets messy. Tasks can fall through the cracks if people forget to update them. Automations break if something is not filled out correctly, and there's no built-in system to keep the team on track. Now, ClickUp makes day-to-day work easy because it is a project management tool. So the tasks are assigned, deadlines are tracked, and reminders are automatic. So if a task is late, ClickUp tells you. If someone hasn't checked a box, ClickUp flags it. It's a system that basically runs itself, and keeps team accountable. And I'm not saying that Airtable cannot do that. I'm saying that, again, I have to say this, I'm saying that it takes too much to build it out to get to that point. And because it is built on all of these automations that you had to create, something can break along the line. Here's my honest experience, and I'm pretty sure you see where I'm going. Airtable is incredible for managing data because it is a database management tool. Alright, that is what it is. So it is perfect for managing data like client information, revenue tracking, systems, SOPs, somewhat, right? But I tried to stretch it into project management and it just didn't work for me. It wasn't built to handle the constant updates, dependencies, and real-time collaboration that you need when projects get complex. It kind of felt like I was constantly patching holes. ClickUp gives me what I need to keep projects moving. It is structured, it is clear, and it does not need me to babysit. I still use Airtable for operations, which is like the big picture stuff and tracking data, because data is very important to me. I'm an Airtable girly. I'm also a ClickUp girly, and I can tell you that for daily work, ClickUp is the clear winner, right? Drop me a comment. Are you team Airtable, team ClickUp, or both for project management? I'd love to hear what's working for you. I also want to say this. I always say, can we just allow the tools to do that what they were intended to do? ClickUp was built to be a project management tool, and even though it wants to advertise itself as an all-in-one platform, it is not. Or if it does add these features, they weren't focused on that, so it's not 100% at its best for that thing, right? If you get what I mean. Airtable is a database management tool. It manages data, right? So allow it to just do that. If you're trying to use it for all these other things, which I'm not saying that you can't, but I'm saying that again, it's just easier for things to break because it wasn't created for that. Anyways, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.